People, welcome to Never a Foul. What a good day. What a good day. I've got two counterparts today. Let me move. You know what? Let me move them here. One's going to move his mic. One lost, my rival that I live with, and another one who, as you can see, guys, why is Mo down in the dumps? Because his team got packed in today in the league by Sassuolo. That's why. But we're going to be talking about other little bits and bobs. Arsenal, Reece Nelson goal, which is actually a very good goal, to be fair. We got man like George. His team isn't exactly in the cup. It doesn't matter, but he's here to wind people wind people up more or less. He is still a rival at the end of the day. He is here. This is called Rivals, not Virals, not using the Carabao Cup. Specs, obviously, is going to be joining us in due time as well. We're going to be doing a Carabao Cup live draw, see who gets who.
What is Specs doing, man? This is his time. This is his time, and he still can't get here on time. This is his time, yeah? He's got his moment, and he's still not here. What is going on, Specs?
No,
what is going on? Mo, come on, Bo. What's up?
I fucking tweeted before the game. Someone asked me, and I said, we are the team in form in the league. We won 5 out of 5.
Yeah,
we had one.
Bro,
we fucking lose at home. We lose at home 2-1 after being 1-0 up at halftime, cruising, and I'm like thinking, I'm putting all the games. You know what I mean? Like I have all the games on, and I'm
you know
like,
what? You're not a winner today. Get out.
Well, move me then.
No, I kind of.
Come on, but do you know what, Mo? Do you know what the mad thing is? Obviously, I don't do watch-alongs, but hold tight, Pete Davey and all the.
I'm watching the fucking all the games, and I'm keeping tabs with everybody.
Put that off. Oh my
God! It's all right.
And hold tight, Pete Davey and all the Newcastle loaded mag NUFC lot. They asked me to do a watch-along a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to the game. Do you know what? I'll do one." In the last 10 minutes of the game, I was sat there and I was thinking, the last time I did a watch-along, the last watch-along I did, Mo, was when you were over here, when we played Southampton in the Carabao Cup last year. Yeah.
That's December.
Yeah. When we got knocked out by Southampton.
Yeah.
With Calvin Phillips playing in the holding midfield role. Yeah. Listen, bro, I'm telling you now, I am never doing a watch-along again. It's just cursed. Bro, it's just cursed. Like, I just want, for me, nah, but hey, it's what it is, man. It wasn't possible for us to win it anyway. Do you know, if we would have got through, we'd have to pay the quarter final on the same day of the Super Cup. So
also, if the people in the chat and also obviously people in it update us who gets who in the Carabao Cup live draw, we're going to be going through it. So it's going to be interesting.
United again, and this is what. Oh, by the way, and I don't know if you lot know this. Do you know that? Because have you lot clocked the Carabao Cup? Every single draw, they F up somehow. Have you not clocked that? Every single round. So in this round, Newcastle and City drew each other, but then it came out afterwards that, actually, they'd got the number wrong and it shouldn't have been, but they go, we'll just go with it anyway. So we weren't actually supposed to be playing Newcastle, but they just rolled with it. So we've announced it now, so we'll just roll with it. So I'm telling you, Newcastle are going to get a tough draw, and Man United are going to get the easiest damn draw.
I want Arsenal.
I guarantee you, bro. You ain't getting Arsenal. Newcastle get Arsenal. Arsenal get Newcastle. You, man, will get Bournemouth or Everton or someone like that.
Hey, Daps, who you getting, Daps?
We're playing in the Super Cup, mate.
You're getting Tottenham.
Oh, you man, go and retain that. Do your job in it. Go and retain the Carabao Cup. Been there, done that. Retained it 4 times. Moved on to the next level.
Hey, Gal, you can smell it already, innit? You can smell it already. What's going to come? Craig says City in the mud. A game of 2 halves. Crazy. Big up, Craig.
I don't think. I think the first half was all City. 100% all City. Yeah. Like the second half, I think. There was a 10-15 minute spell where City was shit and Newcastle were very good, and then the rest of the game I think was pretty balanced. The rest of the second half was pretty balanced. It was kind of end to end, so I wouldn't say it was a game. I mean, it was a game of 2 halves as far as that Newcastle were dog shit in the first half and better in the second half. But I don't think City were bad. That's where I look at this and I'm like, I don't really know what do I want to say. I'll probably want to say that, you know what, key personnel we miss. Rico Lewis's footing for the goal was poor, very poor. Calvin Phillips isn't it, but I already knew that. I accepted that last year. Like, Calvin Phillips is not it. I look at it and I'm kind of going, okay, well, Calvin Phillips started today. Núñez didn't. I don't think Calvin Phillips will start against Wolves. I think Calvin Phillips will probably then start against who is it we've got next week? I think we've got Young Boys next week in the Champions League. And then I think Calvin Phillips won't start against Arsenal. I think that's the way, when I look at the games and the way it is, that's what I think. I think we'll play a pivot against Arsenal. I think we'll play with Núñez in cover against Arsenal. I don't think we'll start with Calvin Phillips. So,
don't you kind of feel like this was coming and you're just like, you're like, hey, if you lose this one, you're okay with it now. That's kind of how I feel.
Oh, Carabao Cup, bro. Like I said, it's one of them ones where in the last 10, 15 minutes on the watch long, they were going, do you think City going to push for a goal? And I said, well, I think we will, because Pep does not. And you know what? I'll be real. As a City fan, we've got to a point now where, like our manager, we don't want to lose any game. I do not want to throw any game, and I don't want to kill mentality. Momentum. You know what I mean? Where you just want to win every game and keep it going. But at the same time, if I'm Pep and I'm looking at this and you're knowing that if you get through this round, get through the next round, then the round after that, you ultimately as good as have to throw, because your squad's out in... and you've got to remember, by the way, so in December, we have a Champions League game on something like the 14th, something like that, yeah. Then we fly to Saudi Arabia for a week of the Super Cup. So Pep's going to have to take a whole squad to the Champions League and then to the Super Cup. If we were to get to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, who are we going to play? Like, Pep wouldn't even be there to manage the team. So it's like... I don't want to lose a game, but at the same time, I'm not going, oh, shit, we're not going to win the Carabao Cup now. Fuck. Like,
you're just saying bigger fish to fry in different ways.
Does anyone do that, though, Daps? Does anyone?
Basically saying
I hear what you're saying, but for me, I just said this today to Pete and the Newcastle lot, that if I am Newcastle right now, yeah, then I am looking at this and I'm going, right, so we've got Man City. We got to the final of the Carabao last season, yeah, as a project, because they are a project, yeah, and as a group of players, we haven't won any trophies yet, right? We've got Man City in the third round of the Carabao Cup, which means we get to take a scalp and knock out one of the teams that could stop us from winning it. Now that they've beat us, if I'm Newcastle, I'm going by February, we could have our first trophy. So if I'm Newcastle, I am now saying, do you know what? Fuck it. Let's make this, because, right, let me ask all of you. Are Newcastle winning the Champions League?
No.
Right. Are Newcastle winning the Premier League?
No.
Right. So if you're, and George, this is probably, Newcastle should, because I know George
He
thinks,
was going to ask him that on
no,
question.
because I know, you know what, I think if I ask most people, right, I know they'll go, yeah, do you know what? Let's get our first trophy and then push on and get more as part of the project. But I know George is shameless as shit and go, no, because last season George was thinking we could win the Champions League. So no, why would we?
But we wasn't in the Champions League last year, so
all right, yes, you
were.
But
we weren't there to win. I never said we was on set.
Oh, well, most Tottenham fans in September, yeah, quite all right, maybe you weren't, but Deji did and a few others did. But Patrick was kind of on the we could go far in this as well.
Can you just say it? Because you've said it without saying it. You have bigger fish to fry.
Well, who's the bigger? Well, all right. So if I was to say bigger fish to fry, I will go a bit further. Bigger fish to fry, like Madrid, yeah, like Bayern Munich. Maybe if Liverpool keep up the form like Liverpool, they're the three bigger fish that we have to fry, Agal, not us.
We're being realistic. No, you know how you're talking about Newcastle.
I was more or less talking about, but you kind of went a different way than I was thinking.
You see how you're talking about
thinking Club World Cup, bro. I'm thinking. I'm not just thinking Club World Cup. If I'm being real, I'm thinking Club World Cup. I'm thinking dropping points in the Premier League. I don't want to do that. I'm thinking. To be fair, Champions League will go through. So Champions League until February, we're just going to go through that. But I think at the moment, the Club World Cup, but also the Premier League. We've got to keep winning games in the Premier League. We can't be dropping points in the Premier League because it is, do I think we're going to win the Premier League? Yeah, absolutely. But do I know that you can't just go throwing points away in the Premier League? Like you can't.
true.
So
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Jack Grealish getting locked up by a kid.
Livermento, cold.
Whole player,
Yeah, Liverpool's good.
very good player.
Just give
Nah,
up an
so-
injury though.
Bro,
He's being
man of the
cold.
match
That's
was
nothing
cold, and he kept Grealish quiet.
The one thing I will say, yeah, you see how you're talking about Newcastle potentially having a long cup run and so on. You need to take into consideration they haven't got the squad to even maintain their 2-game-a-week schedule, let alone maintaining 3 competitions late
No,
into
so they should
February.
prioritize this one.
They
Then.
actually
Prioritize the cup.
do.
They don't, Mo, they don't. You can name players
do.
and say, yeah, they do. Their players aren't good enough.
And they
We've
okay, so they play
we've already seen so far in the
okay,
Champions
hold
League.
on. Were they good enough today to play against City? Yes.
A very
Yeah,
weakened
weakened
City
City.
side.
And a very weekend.
Very weak in
Okay, no,
Newcastle
but what I
side, bro.
said-
And a very
weak
weekend
in
Newcastle
Mo,
side as well.
Yeah.
That's
Mo,
how
They
no,
rotated, bro. They rotated 10 players. Newcastle rotated 10 players today.
It's the same, George.
They had full dominance.
This is what we're not talking.
And
Again,
Jamal
I say it,
Hill.
bro.
Matt Margaret was left back, bro.
Paul Dummett was
Okay.
amazing, bro.
Yeah, it was
Can't
cold.
lie,
Yeah,
man.
George,
so-
the whole point is
So no,
no
you're
team
saying
in
that, but
the
then
league.
if you look,
George,
okay,
there's
so
no
look at
team
their
in the
Champions
league.
League. They're not playing teams like
Yeah.
this Man City team in the Champions League. They
But
have the
there is
hardest Champions League.
No
group.
team in
Yeah.
the league has to even no team in the league has 2 teams. Even
No,
Man
Mo,
City last
Mo,
year.
the difference
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
that Newcastle have to play their first 11 in the Champions League. They have to play their best team in the Champions League, and
Okay.
then on the weekend, they need to pick up points. They can't afford to drop points.
Man City
They're gonna
last
have
year
to replay
operated
that.
with 15 players. Literally.
Man City and Newcastle are different.
Yeah, but that's
don't
okay,
compare
the
them.
whole point is
The level
a
of
good- you don't need to rotate 11 players every game, George.
Of
It
course not.
works like 60 minutes here. Like Isaac and Callum Wilson, if both stay fit, they're good enough to play the striker role in 2-3 competitions, right? 60 minutes here.
Well, hold on, yeah, but Callum Wilson can only play 1 game a week, literally.
But that's why they have Isaac as well. Almiron, he
Isaac
is
Ranger.
their player.
Callum
Murphy
Wilson
is
is
not
all
good enough.
right.
Callum
Gordon is
Wilson's
not
not good
bad.
enough.
Oh, he
That's
is, bro.
your
Callum Wilson's,
opinion.
He's
bro.
not.
That's
Callum
your-
Wilson.
So
I
that's
like
your
Callum
opinion. You
Wilson.
have Richarlison. You cannot
He
talk
was
about
scoring.
Callum
Callum
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, we have
You
Your
Richarlison.
team,
cannot talk about Callum Wilson when you have
Callum
Richarlison.
Wilson's
And
decent, bro.
Would not start
I'm
for
not
Man
Bro,
City.
here.
Callum
Yeah.
Wilson would start for a lot of teams in this league,
He
bro.
would not
He's
He's
not
not a
start
bad
with
Are
them,
you
bro.
crazy?
Callum Wilson will start with
He's
them.
not starting over
100%.
Son.
Oi, listen, I'm not
What?
gonna lie. George is
Yeah,
back.
this is
George
absolutely
is
not-
back.
Son's
No,
playing the
no.
wing.
Let
This is
him be back.
ridiculous.
Let George be back. George, someone just messaged me on
No, no, no.
Instagram. Hold tight, son. He messaged me saying, Daps, who's that Tottenham fan? He's about to get in the bath.
You say
Just come out of one. Nah,
You gotta
look,
ban it
you
on
you
that.
guys talking about Son being
Not
dropped.
Son.
back to
Son
Son
is
as
a
a
left
left
winger,
You're
bro.
crazy. No. But Son's a left winger that can play striker right now in this
Bro,
system. He's
yes,
But if
actually
you have,
good
I'm
striker.
telling you,
We
if
are
you have
not going
Callum
for that
Wilson,
system
Son will
for
go
Callum
back to be a
Wilson.
left
Callum Wilson
winger.
is not a
Come
good player.
on.
Callum
George.
Wilson, he can score a goal here and there in the Prem, but as you can see, Newcastle are phasing through Alexander Isaac, which is the better player. He's better.
Yeah.
He's better all-round player. He's going to score more goals and potentially has the potential to be a world-class player. I really like him. I
Yeah,
think
but
he
Yeah,
has
guess
same.
got
I
it.
like him as well,
Callum
bro.
Wilson.
Well, Wilson is a good
but-
depth.
but
Come on. don't
As
do
I said,
that.
the Champions League, they need to juggle playing against the best teams in the Champions League. They need their best starting 11. And a lot of their players you mentioned, they're injury prone. They get a lot
But
of
George,
injuries.
but George, that's where I'm
Like
coming.
you.
But George, that's what I'm right. So I tried saying this to Tottenham fans, yeah, and they didn't want to hear it. Like, not you, clearly, yeah. But start of last season, I said to Tottenham fans, and this, remember, start of last season, City had not won a Champions League, right? So this wasn't out of arrogance. I was saying, look, coming from a City fan that has tried to get it over the line in the Champions League, and we haven't got there yet. We've been going into it as champions, 100-point champions, retaining champions, all of this, and we hadn't got it over the line. Sometimes it's about knowing where you are as a club and prioritizing things. And for me, last season, I said Tottenham should be looking to go out of the Champions League early doors, right? And prioritize what they want to do as a football club, yeah? And do you know what? If what they want to do is just be in the Champions League forever and not win it, yeah, cool. If I'm Newcastle at the moment, I'm looking at the Champions League. And do you know what? And to be fair, I can say this. The Newcastle fans on the watch-along I just did said, we just want European football next season. Just because we got Champions League this season, we don't expect to get it next season. It would be a nice to have, but Newcastle fans... No, bro, it's not. Bro, listen, yeah. George, listen. You can say that, bro.
Oh.
You can say they're sat there.
They
You can say
they
that's
spend
hold
just
on,
as
hold
much
on.
money
No,
as
George,
us, and we
George,
finish
George,
eighth.
George,
They need
George,
to
listen,
be
George,
finishing above
George,
us. There's
listen.
no
No,
excuse.
George, listen. Right, let's look at your history, yeah, in the last 10, 15 years and look at ours, right? That you, man, have won nothing. We won an FA Cup before we won a league. That then kicked us on the next season to win a league. And then after that, we've gone on and on and on. Now, Newcastle want to follow a similar progression as Manchester City. So the first thing to do is this club need to get the belief they
I
can
don't
win
think
trophies.
You're wrong in saying that they need to win a trophy.
So,
I've never
so
said
they
that.
need
I
to.
just don't think that
For me, if I'm a Newcastle fan, I'm going right now. Yeah, the Premier League should always be the bread and butter. Never Premier League. Don't rotate in that because that's the Premier League. Yeah,
My point exactly, right? Yeah,
but the champion. If I'm now a Newcastle fan and I'm looking at the Carabao Cup or the Champions League, being real, bro, I'm going. Which one could we win? Which one could be our first taste of a trophy? It's the Carabao Cup. So if I have
don't
to
you also
rotate,
think? Wait, Daps, don't you also think? Let's look at it from a Newcastle fan point of view and say, if my team, when Tottenham made it to the Champions League, regardless of whatever the competition is, it's my first time. I want to make some noise. I want to make a splash. I want to see us go to the round of 16, quarterfinals, and play against some of the biggest teams.
Yeah.
And if
but
they
let me
don't,
ask you a question.
Daps, even if we know how hard their group is, even if they don't make it that far, they could finish third. And guess what? Now they need to deal with Europa League football, which is way harder than Champions League. All our season when we were talking about Manchester United and Arsenal dealing with that schedule.
Who cares? Who cares? You talked about it, Jules. Now let's talk about Man United. Have got Newcastle at Old Trafford. That's the next round.
Wow.
Man United got Newcastle.
There you go.
Sorry, George, let me just ask you a question, yeah? Right, now, in hindsight, you're out of the Champions League and you are where you are. If I could say to you, last 3 seasons, you could have been in the Champions League and done what you did in the Champions League while you were in the Champions League, yeah? Not won it, but just been there, yeah? Or you could have won the Carabao Cup. Would you have just said, nah, I'd rather be catching vibes in the Champions League and winning fuck all than picking up a trophy?
I was the one last season that said we should have won one trophy. I don't think you get this. I was
no,
aiming
so
to win
cool.
a trophy last
so
season.
That's where I think,
in order for Conte to progress in Tottenham and to take a next step in the project, I don't know if you saw I predicted we'd win the trophy. I said we would win an FA Cup.
Oh, okay.
Cup. I thought
you were on that vibe. I didn't know that.
My team would prioritize a cup last year. We did. I can't say we didn't. We just didn't turn up in the cup. That's a matter of fact.
Anyways, let me do a lot of these super chats. You don't see the.
That's what you did.
So Liverpool got Bournemouth at Bournemouth as well.
Another 3-1 win.
Is it West Ham Arsenal? West Ham Arsenal at West Ham.
One more way.
Bro, there's some big draws already, isn't
London
it?
Stadium.
Hey,
Liverpool were getting the United run to the final.
Arsenal will face West Ham away.
I don't worry. Just say we're winning it already. Rose, big up for becoming a silver member. Big up for that. Chelsea says that Daps Cole Palmer was immense against Brighton. We're going to be talking about that after the draw. I'm very sure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he was really good. Szoboszlai is the new Hungarian Steven Gerrard. Are people?
Well, so it's called Slipozlai then.
Oh, there you go. Rose says, I'm so glad City lost. It's too much games. Keep up, boys, and be nice to each other. Love from Norway. And then Mr. Link says, number 8. That's all. Hashtag YNWA. You always walk alone, mate. Don't worry. Koala says that. Yada yada. You have to hold that still.
Yeah, man. Man will hold the L. Have you ever won a treble? Have you fuck?
Memphis says, Egal, at least City will fry bigger fish, unlike you. I mean, I don't know. I did that.
Why think I'll hold in corner?
Bro, by the way, on this stream, just quickly, at some point on this stream, Miguel, we have to chat about that video. Yeah.
What video?
Oh, yeah.
Not your video, that video.
Will Stewart one. He made an hour. I can't lie. That was crazy.
An hour and 10 minutes, bro. I mean, salute. First and foremost, Miguel, salute to you, bro. You are making content for other people. Salute to you, my G.
You got Solomon for gifting 10 Never Foul membership. So if you've seen that you become a member, make sure to thank Solomon. Tony Blue says Sasula at home. Mo thinks we can't see him. Big up.
Fuck off, this Tony. He's a Brighton fan. They just lost as well to a terrible Chelsea team.
Oh, you're bantering a Brighton fan, Mo. New low.
Oh yeah, because remember that Brighton manager used to manage that Sassuolo team. Stephen says, Stefan, sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Wilson 18 and 31, and he was on the bench a lot. and I think that's towards
Yeah.
Jules. For
I'm a big Wilson fan, me as well.
You're a big what fan?
Wilson, Callum Wilson.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
So that's pretty much the draw done then. So the big hits is West Ham versus Arsenal, Man United, Newcastle, Blackburn got flipping Chelsea.
Yeah.
What? Anyway,
Ipswich, Fulham. Ipswich are going to be the ones that Ipswich are going to be the championship side that go on a proper run, aren't they, this season? 100%.
They're looking good, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then man, I don't mind playing Newcastle at home. I'll be real, it's a good test. And knock them out early, get the big hitters out.
Why do you always get your games at home? Does anybody notice that? Like last year,
I don't know. They gave us Newcastle, they gave us Charlton, and we still get said that it's rigged or some shit like that.
It's not rigged. There are two teams
rigged.
that I don't know where they play. They're League One, League Two, Mansfield and Port Vale. Is that?
Yeah, Port Vale. Fucking hell, Port Vale's still in it. Jesus, whole time Port Vale. I used to live near Port Vale.
I actually never heard of this team.
So Port Vale, Stokes, derby rivals. Port Vale's like pretty much next. It's Stoke. Basically, it's in Stoke.
Starboy Alfie Devine currently on loan, got his first assist in the cup. Make sure you keep an eye out.
Starboy, you know. Well,
yeah,
bro, you don't have star boys, bro. You don't.
Specs is coming in.
You like you know
about 5 minutes. Actually, no, Specs should be coming about. He should be coming about.
You don't know about Starboy, bro.
What's it called? Moving on to actually, you know what? Moving on to Chelsea, anyways. As we was gonna.
Don't you not want to cook City a bit more? Hold on, does no one want to cook City? No, no,
you know what?
What are we gonna cook?
I'm just hearing it. Listen, I'm here because we lost.
We're gonna cook you for not doing a quadruple. The fuck?
Bro, I don't know. I'm like, it's kind of one of them ones where for me it was like I'm not bothered about going out the Carabao Cup. I'm bothered about losing.
That's
always.
why
we lost,
can't cook you because it's not.
But
fun.
I'm hearing it. Like, do you man want to say anything?
Yeah.
Do you man want to take Gal? I'm
expecting
a Gal to be smiling, thinking,
Daps,
"Oh, you know what?
You know what is the Gal? Yeah,
you don't care when you've already accepted defeat.
Yeah, fair enough. What? Well, I'm here. People, you want to cook me? I'm here to cook. Like,
I mean, I want to have just one question about City that is not like banter or anything, and I want to ask the panel for real. Is today's game prove that the City's first lineup is the one that is good, and the second lineup might not be able to hold their place if they have to rotate? That's a genuine question.
This game,
Daps might start to say. Well, Calvin Phillips, the likes of Jack, the likes of like Alvarez without Haaland. The rest of them, Sergio Gomez. Do you think these people can hold their place? I didn't watch the game in depth, so I don't know.
But what I would say is, But what I would say is that you don't even. I've always said this, that like if you go back and think,
Monster isn't happy.
Why is no one cooking that? I need more from the panel. I need more.
Jump on.
He's coming up for training.
Oh shit.
So months. How do you want to cook me, bro?
Let me ask you.
Actually, no. Hold on.
I really wanted to know the answer to the question.
I'll give you the answer in a second. So my thing to you, Monts, my thing to you is like, because even on the watch along, a couple of Liverpool fans popped in going, oh yeah, we're unbeaten in 19 and all of this and that. My simple question to you is, if you want to have chest, anyone wants to come and cook me, no problem. Monts, are you going to win the league? If not, get the fuck out of here, bro.
This isn't about the league, bro. This is about the Carabao Cup and you lost. So why are you talking about the league?
No problem. So Monts, are you going to say? So Monts. So cool, because you're right, and we can't talk in the Champions League. Let's talk on the Carabao Cup. Are you going to win? Are you? So let me just. So I just asked Monts.
Why doesn't he jump on the stream then?
Monts. Are you going to celebrate winning the Carabao Cup?
I don't know if I'm going to win it myself, if I'm honest.
Okay, right. Well, okay. Cheers, man. Thanks for your time. Hang up. Done. He just killed himself. Now, answer to your question, Mo. I've always said this, that it's not even just about City's second strength. I'll be real, bro. We are a system-based club. Any City fan that tries to, we're not, we are, a couple of key changes to a City team will impact us, bro. Like, we're not a monster that can throw in fucking any player in any position. It's just going to roll over the line. Like, we know this. Look, back end of last season, Stones wasn't there today. There's crucial players you can look at there and go, if they're not there, the system does not work. Like, is Rodri and Calvin Phillips comparable press resistant wise? No, they're not, right? Little things. There's no. So we know this, bro. We know this, and let's be clear. Go on.
No, go on, Doc. No, I was just gonna say I don't feel like this is ever gonna be a team that you guys will put out again. Like it was the Carabao Cup. It was, as you said, it was a game that you guys were willing to throw away. I don't feel like you're ever gonna see this many players dropped.
Even when
and they won't ever need to do it again.
Yeah, and even when we made changes, it was a bit weird at first. Yeah, even the changes, when we started making changes, I was like trying to work out where people were playing, and I'm like, well, that's not as people are being played in different positions. It is what it is. But look, great for me, Newcastle, good performance for them. And you know what? If people want to say we've got a great record against Newcastle, and now going into the league game, back end of the season at St James's Park, they can have that little bit of chest that they've got a result against us now. Do you know what I mean? So they're the little things, they're the little small details I look at and go, do you know what? I would have liked to have got a win to go to St James's Park back into the season, knowing you didn't beat us earlier in the season. But there's context to it. We rotated. It's what it is.
Why are people asking? Why are people saying chat about Grealish? Was he shit? Like
he was shit.
Was he like
Livramento pocketed him. Livramento pocketed Grealish today. 100%. Grealish's first full game back. Livramento pocketed Grealish.
Did you play on the weekend?
And again, people that Wolves away.
You see,
do we want to talk about how good Doku was when? No, and does anyone talk about how good Doku was once again when he came on the pitch? Because if you want to talk about how bad Grealish was,
I don't think much people watched the whole 90.
But this is a thing that it is a conversation this season. Is can Doku keep Grealish out of the team? Now, if this season a conversation about Manchester City is, do you know what, Daps? Doku's playing better than Grealish. I'm not going to get butthurt like Arsenal fans when we say we think that Smith Rowe is better than Havertz, right? And then people go, oh, you're an Arsenal hater. No, I think that I'm having a conversation about players in your team, right?
Oh, that's a valid point.
Exactly. No, but people will, because if you have, and this is a thing, if someone wants to say
it depends who you speak to. Dabs, there's City fans that I speak to right now. They're very aggressive right now. They're upset. You're very calm. Hamza's very calm.
Why upset about?
There's some people who are going to be upset.
But
people deal with things differently.
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. Do you know what? This is a thing where people go. There are some City fans that honestly thought, right? There's some City fans that don't do maths in their heads and would say this season City are going to do the quad while winning the Super Cup and going invincible. Bro, it's not realistic.
Am I wrong to say there aren't City fans out there right now that are probably pissed off that their chance of doing the quadruple's done, and now they're just gonna
quadruple's not realistic, man. It's just fake.
I know,
especially while you're trying to do a Super Cup as well, because one of them, the game's on the same fucking day.
Bro, if you would have won the Community Shield, you could have said you won 7 trophies.
There is a reason why. Things like quadruples, there's a reason why these things very rarely get done, because they're hard to do.
We can't laugh at City today because next thing you know, they could do another treble. The reality is, if you lose a game in the league or you lose a game in the FA Cup, I'll have smoke for you. But right now, there's no smoke needed. You guys lost to a team that was the team that played better on the day. And City.
I don't know if they did play better on the day. That's the maddest thing.
That's how they play, though. That's what Newcastle is. They're a tough smash and grab team. So their tactics works. They did what they did, and I can't really criticize you too much because guess what? You go smash Wolves tomorrow, people are going to say, you know what? See, they didn't take it serious.
And you are right that if we lose to Wolves, then on Sunday we play Wolves Saturday. So Saturday night and probably Sunday again on Rivals Not Virals, I will be here again. And you know what? Then you can start cooking me. Then it can be, questions, Daps, points dropped in the Premier League.
People say I'm twerking for City. Guys, have you not been here before? Well, I'm not gonna say dumb shit for no reason against City.
One thing you gotta notice, when that starts talking very fast, something's going on emotionally.
Oh, fuck off, bro.
Bro,
to be fair, I've been off work today. I'm well, yeah. I've just had to, because I'd agreed to do a watch along with Pete, I had to stick to that. I've jumped straight from that onto this, and I've got 3 bright lights on me. I'm hotter than a motherfucker, yeah? Yeah, maybe there is something emotionally. I'm
okay, that's a clip right there.
Well, why don't we talk about how a certain team finally got a goal of the month contender? And like
I'm not gonna lie, Chelsea
like
should get
fifth
more
win in 9 months.
No, you can't cook someone they've won though. Come on.
No. Do you know
Chelsea won their first game of the of this month, if I'm not mistaken. Got their first goal of the month, if I'm not mistaken. These guys are a joke. Let's be real.
But they won. Come on. Same way that we're... Hold on. No. But let's be real. If we're doing that, we can't cook City tonight, when we lost, are we really now going to go, but we can cook Chelsea, who won? That is wild.
Okay, how about this? You know what's worse than cooking Chelsea? Now push on. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, but the thing is why I can't... I have got nothing but praise for Chelsea. They beat a team that played that second string team against us and beat us 3-1. They beat them 1-0. That's the difference.
Bro,
I look at it like that.
But the difference is when it comes to that Brighton team,
you're too late. You missed out.
It was very different,
Sorry,
bro. It was very different. That Brighton team is a lot weaker.
No, but I just feel like with Chelsea, I think they got robbed of a goal from Jackson as well. He should have buried a couple more. I think in the first half he was the worst player on the pitch nearly. They played a left back at right back. Leslie had an awful game, but when you think about it, when you're losing so much or you're not getting results, the best thing to do is what?
Win.
Get your W's, get your clean sheets, and build on that, and start doing it. If anyone is the difference maker today, like I can't lie, man, Cole Palmer balled out. Bro.
I need to go and watch the game now.
Caicedo was the difference maker. This is finally Caicedo showing up against a former team. You can't hate on Chelsea, man. Like. Yeah. They'd be a good squad today. Most man cream and shake their batties for Brighton all the time, Mo. So this is what I'm trying to say.
Well, and do you know what we've got to say? Hold on, I think there's two valid things to what you just said. On United's last two performances, was it last two? Yeah, you've won your last two games, right, Cass?
Yeah.
Right. I've said that, you know what? United and Chelsea, they're both in a similar position at the moment. Chelsea maybe have actually played better football than Man United, but they haven't got the W's, right? So they haven't got their confidence up. Whereas Man United might not have played well, but they've got wins and clean sheets, which helps the confidence slowly build. So spot on. There's that.
I think it's disrespectful to compare the situation at Chelsea and the situation at Manchester United.
Well, but what I'm saying is they are, as far as the size of the club, the position in the league, and the fact that both of them were in poor form and needed to pick up wins as quickly as possible.
No, but the thing is, Chelsea have been doing this for over a year, mate. Let's be real. Manchester United, even though they go through poor moments of form, they've never gotten to the lows of what Chelsea were doing.
Yeah,
Chelsea are actually in relegation form in the league, bro. Just because they beat Brighton in the League Cup, it doesn't fool me. They could lose to Fulham the next day on Monday.
Yeah. I do hear you.
I at least trust Manchester United at home to get points against smaller teams. Where Chelsea right now, they are the same level as Fulham. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean...
I can't talk about anything other than Jackson. We can't say anything other than Jackson put the ball in the back of the net twice.
You just can't.
Sorry, did they win 2-0 then?
No, the one got ruled out, but he put the ball at the back of the net twice, bro, and he had 1-on-1 saved. I didn't watch the game. All I can say is that every time I turn my head to the game, Brighton have a dangerous chance, like 2-on-1 or something, and they fucked up. Joao Pedro, the fucking bozo, in front of the goal.
But then the other thing is, we could say,
honest, bro.
Sorry,
I'm sorry, guys. Let me just finish. Chelsea chances, they use their chances. By the way, they created chances. Cole Palmer. That assist is absolutely phenomenal. But again, that proves that, you played at home in the cup.
What position did he play in?
10.
10, right wing 10, roughly.
Right wing 10. Ian Matson and him were switching, one 10, one right wing. It was good. But Mykhailo Mudryk didn't look as bad as
he looked good. A few runs.
That's 2 games now. That's 2 games he's looked right in there.
Moises Caicedo looked okay. Kukurea, kind of like he was fighting for his life.
He locked up my toe a little bit. I thought. I just thought he got doubled up quite a lot.
But I'm saying it here. I think this lineup is not gonna work. This Disasi Levi Colwill is wide open in the back. Every time I'm turning, there was a chance there. I think there has to be something else, to be honest. Ben Chilwell didn't look so comfortable defensively on that side. But again, Chelsea, a win, as you said, Daps. You take it and leave. Take it and run and build on it.
Mo, it's a win against a Brighton team, right? That I can't remember who it was they played, but in a recent Brighton game, they rotated And we came on here praising how they are a system team that even rotating, they still look good. Yeah. So today, based on the fact they're a system team, I don't know what team they put out. You know what? Chelsea got the job done against the Brighton team under De Zerbi. We've been singing their praises. We can't now try and go, oh, well, it's only a win against Brighton. If we've been putting Brighton on this pedestal, we can't now all of a sudden take the pedestal under them just to slander Chelsea that little bit more. Like,
no, I'm not slandering Chelsea. I'm not. You get 1-0 win, you build on it, you move on. That's it.
Let's just stop for a second. Michailo Mudryk and Caicedo alone cost more than that whole Chelsea side. There's no Pascal Gross. There's no Evan Ferguson. There's no, what do you call it? That guy. What's the other guy's name? The midfielder, the attacking midfielder.
Solly March didn't play.
Dunk
didn't play. They played the back.
I feel like you have to take into consideration.
You are trying to knock Chelsea down.
I'll give them credit. I'll give Chelsea credit, but all I'm saying is I'm not going to be fooled by one win in a League Cup. Show me what you're made of.
We're never saying that. Show me
what you're made of against Fulham in the car park. Let's see.
But you still got to give them some credit, though, Gal, man. You're getting some credit.
You guys are trying to ask them for credit for beating a very weak.
This guy's smiling, man.
Bro,
Sorry, George.
You want me to give them credit for beating Brighton?
Weak in the Brighton team, a very weak in the Brighton team.
You guys didn't give me credit for beating PSV in the Champions League. You want me to give them credit for
You're wrong, George. You're wrong. Ansu Fati's there. Mituma's there. Joao Pedro's there.
Ansu hasn't really been starting games. So what you want about
the last game?
They're giving players chances. They're giving players chances. And we've seen. Also, we've seen that Brighton have not had the team to stretch across 2 games. Hence why whenever they play games, whenever they play
valid point, George.
They make a lot of changes.
No. Do you know what? Listen,
they make a lot of changes.
Valid point.
They done that for Europa League last week, and then they got popped by AEK Athens. Like this shouldn't be a surprise. Brighton will be very good again back on the weekend. But
we're not talking about Brighton here. We're talking about Chelsea.
No, we were talking about Brighton.
No. He's alluding to that Chelsea don't deserve any credit because that's a weak Brighton team who played Manchester United with 6 changes.
Listen, I get it. Listen, let's be real. This is Wednesday.
I'm trying to be objective here.
Hold on, Mo. If you're trying to be objective, I was also trying to be objective, but I've just remembered it's Wednesday. This is Rivals Not Rivals. Igal supports Arsenal. George supports Tottenham. They're talking on Chelsea. Let them be rivals, innit?
Fuck Chelsea then. Yeah, fuck £1 billion. You're in the freaking mud. Your team is shit.
Let's have some balance, man.
Club is shit. Your team is shit. You get relegated. Let's do that.
But you know what? Well, Chilwell pulled his hamstring, so he's out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And also, by the way, Madueke didn't get selected. Poch said I just didn't select him. Madueke is clearly, and him and Poch don't get along. There you go. Let me do a few of these supers quick. Daps, Lover, Cass, are your parents bakers because you're a cutie pie?
What?
Martin.
What?
The mad thing is, it says Daps, Lover, Cass, are your... Bro, where's Daps' vape? Actually, get Daps' vape back as well, because Daps' vape just disappeared.
I'm very confused. I don't receive compliments. AEM says, Man City out, the quad talk already, hold that. Look, he comes back. Look at him. Look at this guy's smile, man. You're getting knocked out next round, anyways. Specs. Unfortunately, yeah. Like
I know, I missed the time.
Bro, like any West Indian food shop, yeah. You arrived too late. Everything on the menu's gone, bro. You ain't eating. Sorry,
brother, it's all good. I'm not here to. I'm just here to just do my bit and just talk about football in general.
Now, real quick question. If you had to prioritize a Champions League game or a Carabao Cup game now, which one are you prioritizing?
Champions League, man.
Well, he's got that loser mentality. He don't want trophies. Fair enough. I get it.
Yeah, you get knocked out. You should get knocked out anyways.
Hold on. Let me land here. But Daps, you got to understand here.
No, let him land.
I might not see Newcastle again. Hey, Cass, behave. Give me a chance.
Do you not believe that he can beat Man United? Is that what it is?
Come on, Man United is whatever, man. You get me? Their era's soon done. It's a new era, bro. Soon. What I'm saying is, I'm not seeing Newcastle next season in the Champions League, bro. So, might as well go for it, innit? Like,
so you're prioritizing. So you would prioritize like that one-off holiday over put in a big boy extension. Put in a big boy extension on the yard. You're like, nah, let's go and spend the money on that holiday and live our life once.
See, that's how I know you're running some sly digs. We don't see. We're not here to make up
you can
numbers.
get tied down to a 5 out of 10 or have the best night of your life.
There we go.
You man, deep down, you lot rate Newcastle. I know deep down you lot got some respect for us here.
Oh, fully.
Like, trust me, bro. I'm not saying we're going to win the Champions League, bro. Just Man City in there alone is a problem.
But you could win the Carabao. You really could win it, bro, and get your hands on some silver. And I'm not mocking you. I'm not mocking you.
This guy come here and said it's Man City is their problem. Yeah. A Newcastle fan, first time probably in his lifetime to see Newcastle play in the Champions League, sitting here on the panel telling me that the only problem you have in the Champions League is Man City.
My G.
Bro,
what is going on?
Hold on. Wait, Mo.
What are you talking about?
Are you even going to get out of your group when you're talking?
Let me finish here, because when you say like that, I sound like a bloody idiot. I'm not an idiot, bro. What I'm saying is, if I'm going to be realistic, who I would fear is Man City. Even tonight, and I saw their so-called second reserve team, I feared it, especially after the first half. So I'm not saying we can beat the Bayerns and beat the Madrids, but I wouldn't fear them.
Well, do you know who you got in your group stage? Are you getting out of your group stage?
We've got a chance. It's possible. It's not impossible.
If you're talking about the only team you fear is Man City, why are you not getting out of the group stage?
I didn't say the group stage. You said I might get out of it. I said possibly. I didn't say no.
You should be confident of it. If the only team you fear is
I hope you go to Europa League. I think that's your pace at the moment, and I want you to play more games.
Is that out of honesty or is that out of hate?
No, because I want you to play more games.
To be honest,
you know, I can't hate on the Europa League. They didn't win it last year when they were in it. So, bro, I'll be real. But I'll be real again. If I'm a Newcastle fan right now, looking at because this project, you man need to taste a trophy, because that will help your project, more than having. And I think that more than having a little run and like getting to a quarterfinal of the Champions League, I get it that you'll have but for me, for the long-term sustainability of what you are building, getting trophies will help you. Like, you will kick on. This squad tastes a trophy. Next season, they'll be like, right, we got that one. Why can't we go and get that one now? And for me, look, but I do understand. I totally get it. Why it's the Champions League. You want to, but I just think that
in 20 years, that's remember, I haven't. You know, some people say I've been
trophy though. When was your last trophy,
bro?
60 years ago, brother. My dad was just barely alive. He was barely a sperm.
Go for them. And I'm not. By the way, I don't want that to come. I'm not mocking Newcastle for not having trophies. I just think the sooner Newcastle pick up their first trophy, the sooner they will kick on and take it to another level. The sooner that happens.
So do you think that we've gone too far too quick already then?
No, I think it's commendable what you're doing, bro.
You're already out of Carabao, so you should focus on Europa League.
I think it's commendable. I've got every bit of respect for the way you're doing it as well. So
I please play that first half team against us. I need something. I need a W.
I'm actually the only one on this panel that think that Newcastle have the squad to go in every competition. This notion of players cannot play two games a week is wrong for me.
Hold on, define go. Hold on, define what you mean by go. Are you meaning like go to the deep stages while keeping top four football?
For me, a player can play 2 games a week. A young player like Gordon should play 2 games a week. It's all right. Botman can play 2 games a week.
Whether they perform both
games. They should. Okay, if they don't, okay, let's. Man, George, I don't know about you, but teams, they have their players play a game in the weekday and a game on the weekend. It's all right.
Yeah.
Some teams do that. The teams that have good fitness, the teams that have good fitness team behind them, the good like coaching staff, they do that, George. Teams don't do, and then you sub a player out in the minute 60, 70. Let me finish. But your notion of you have to rotate because you have a game on the weekend, that doesn't happen for big teams, bro. Okay. I'm not saying Newcastle is a big team, all right, but they have 2 squads and some of their bench aren't bad. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. So Arsenal last season, did they have their big team with a good enough squad to compete on all fronts? Right? In the Europa League, in the Premier League, Europa League, FA Cup, whatever. And so the Man
had an okay squad. No,
wait, both of those teams in the latter stages of the Europa League, both struggled because they had to change too much on the Thursday, and then on the Sunday, and on the Sunday game, on the Sunday games, the changes were killing them, and then their performances dropped.
How did you get out? To answer you, I have an answer for you.
And they are big
okay, so you finish and let me answer, and I'm gonna get Igal included here. Igal, okay, how did you get knocked out? How did you get
wait, how are injuries caused?
We got knocked out.
Players play too many games.
We got knocked out in penalties.
Okay, great. Let me finish, Igal.
There's two conversations going on here now.
It's one conversation. The fact that George has this notion that
Igal, hold on. Let Mo, then he's going to bring you in. That's what he just said.
Okay, so the fact that people say that Arsenal got knocked out because they had to play in the league or something, they still played 70% of the team in the Europa League. The fact that they got knocked out has nothing to do with rotation or anything. They just got knocked out on penalties. Over. So your logic doesn't make sense,
yes,
bro.
It does. Well, it does because they were poor. What do you mean? The Arsenal team should have put over. They should have put over. So should they not have won the game in 90 minutes? Let's
debunk this quick. What two centre backs did Newcastle play today?
Carmelo Sills and Paul
and conversation over.
Yeah, but that's
that first the
only thing I said. They need a centre back in January, and that squad has two players in every position.
Do you know what I think?
But no, players in every position. Good or not good, sorry. Good or not good. That's completely different.
Mo, I'll be real. Right, this can relate to Arsenal a bit, right? And what I was saying earlier, that you can talk about like a best 11 and a second level and this, and look at Newcastle centre backs today, right? Two centre backs that are not their best centre backs, but we didn't score, right? The game changed for Newcastle today for me with Bruno and Gordon, right? Now, key personnel. If you look at Arsenal last season, I don't think necessarily it was the overall fitness of the whole team. It was key personnel missing in key moments. So again, with City, it can always be like today, I'll be honest, one change to City today, one change, I think we would have won that game. One change. If Rodri was on the pitch, we would have won that game.
I knew you say that, though.
And that's just the way it is. And the fact is, you look at Newcastle, the minute Bruno and the minute Gordon came on, they look like a different team because it's key personnel. It's not about the.
And then you can always Daps. You know, you guys are sitting here trying to praise the fact that they changed their centre backs and their centre backs done good today. I mean, if I'm looking at that Manchester City front line and I'm seeing Grealish on the left, which is he's good, but let's be real, his actual creative.
The quiet game.
He's been quiet recently. I used to be a big fan of Grealish. I'm just not a big fan of Grealish anymore. Let's be real. I feel like he's just been broken down in the City team. You can't rely on him to be a 1v1 creator anymore. He hasn't got that part of the game.
That's not him anymore.
That is not him anymore. And then you look at Sergio Gomez on the other side, and then Oscar Bob behind Julian Alvarez. I'm not saying they played bad, but I'm just looking at that team and I'm saying I'm not expecting them to go firing.
Yeah. It's not the same.
You guys,
that's the truth.
It's expected.
And you know what? If we go back to, I think it was January, February last season, where I think, the team that played Arsenal in the FA Cup, right? And after the game, I said to someone because Arsenal fans were going, we rotated. And I was like, we rotate like this sit. And they were going, whereas you played a team that was similar to your best 11. And I was saying, no, it's similar to our best 11 at the moment. Yeah, that is not our best 11, right? It's not our best 11. Rico Lewis, great. Rico Lewis is still 18 years old. Rico Lewis today was getting knocked off the ball by Linton. Joe Linton's a unit, And I could be real. City have players in our squad, that would not win a treble if they were our main best 11, right? And I'm more than comfortable to say that. Sergio Gomez, for me, he's shown so far this season, he's far better as a winger than he is as a left back all day long, right? For Barcelona under 21s, he was one of the top goal scorers in the tournament. He's better as a winger. Defensively, he's not good. Calvin Phillips, I've made it clear. I don't think Calvin Phillips is good enough for this Man City team. I'm more than comfortable with that. For me, a conversation. Saeed says tomorrow he wants to have a conversation about Grealish. Saeed, Grealish, I think this was this Grealish's maybe second start of the season or something like that, yeah? Right? But I'm more than comfortable to say right now I am starting Doku over Grealish all day long. Yeah, no problem, right?
When he came on, I got scared. He was making
and it's fine. It's fine to have players that are out of form. It's fine to have players that aren't good enough or as good as other players in your team, and that's just the way it is. And props today. Again, I'll say Livramento was sensational. He was brilliant. He's really fucking good. And even that who's the 32-year-old defender?
Oh,
damn it.
Bro, bad boy today. Some of his tackles were fucking unbelievable. Like, so it is what it is, man. That's what it is.
So let's switch it to Arsenal then. They won away at Brentford. They rotated heavily. That front line, for some reason, they capitalized on the mistake. They were under the whole hammer the whole of the game, in my opinion. But they still missed the chances. But you're happy, Igal, with that, of course. You're happy. You think this is a good sign. Reece Nelson can play, and the rest of them, Smith Rowe looked all right. You're happy with that?
I'm happy, but there's also things that I'm disappointed in. So there's the positives in the sense that Reece Nelson scored. Amazing to see an academy player get an opportunity in Charles, who played on the wing today, on the right wing. Reece Nelson, of course, played. Eddie Nketiah started. We got Kai Havertz on the pitch again. Jorginho was captain today after having a situation where Gabriel is usually the captain on this situation, Gabriel Magalhaes, but they gave it to Jorginho maybe for confidence or something else. But here's my takes. I'm happy to see Reece Nelson work so hard off the ball, on the ball. The performance that he put in, he definitely deserves more of a shout. But people are not going to like this. But I want this guy to do so well. But I need to see more from him in the final third. Kai Havertz, we didn't sign him to be a defender. He's really good at defending. Midfield, he's doing great jobs winning duels, doing all the things, working his socks off. But in the final third, he doesn't seem confident in himself at all in the final third. He had a chance to take a shot today. He took the ball on his left foot, passed it to his right, took a couple seconds, and then shot it while the defender is coming to close him down. If he was confident at that moment in time, he would have just struck it first time with his left foot, even though it's his weak foot. He would have just struck it with his left foot right away, or he would have just tried to do something. But it's annoying, and you know what? I'm happy we got through to the next round, but I need to see more from some of these other guys that are fighting. Ramsdale showed that he was fighting. He played well, but a lot of the guys didn't show that they wanted it enough to be in the first team. Well. And that's just the reality situation. The defense was okay. We kept a clean sheet again away from home, and that's mostly because Cavior saved us with a nice block at the end of the game. But yeah, I'll give a lot of people. A lot of people just want me to turn on Kai Havertz. I'm not going to do that, but I need to see more from him because this is.
But the guy is shit.
Do you know what?
The guy is shit. The guy is shit.
No, you know.
It's not that he's shit.
He's weak. He's a weak player.
But do you know
we have to lower expectations from him in the final third because he's not doing anything box to box. But let me just be honest. I'm going to give the whole team shout out. Everyone did well to a certain degree. It's just the attack. We should have gotten more goals. We just didn't create enough. Eddie Nketiah, people are going to get onto him. He set up that first goal. He should have done better in the North London Derby, squaring the pass. This time he did. And yeah, I think if we get onto Kai Havertz, just realize defensively the guys did amazing. Offensively,
yeah, but why? But do you know why? But you know why he's got no confidence right now, though, isn't it? You know why? What the reason is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Chelsea broke him. We have to fix him.
No. It's your fans. It's your fans that are constantly chatting wet about him. So of course he's going to go in the pitch and not make the right pass or confidence to shoot. Not you personally. I know you don't diss him, but your fans are all part to do with that as well, man. That's what I'm going to say on that one anyway. I don't give a shit about Arsenal, but okay.
You don't give a shit about Arsenal. They are.
Was that George?
Anyway. I don't know. Arsenal. I don't know about Arsenal, to be honest. Like I think they can go far in the Champions League. I don't think they can win the league. I don't think they have the mentality to win the league at all.
Yeah, you called us overrated last week. It's fine.
And you were.
Champions League got a shout though.
Talking on Arsenal.
No, they haven't got a shout in the Champions League. Don't do that.
Come on, Daps, bruv.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. You're not being honest.
We're the fourth best team in the Champions League.
You're telling me you can't see Arsenal getting nowhere near to at least semi-final, final.
Oh, you didn't. Hold on, let's not move the goalposts. You just said they have a chance of winning it. Yeah, then don't go. Well, don't you think they can get to the semi-final? I didn't say that. I will be very clear with it. Yeah.
How many teams? How many teams that can win it? Possibly. You lot. Who else?
Real Madrid. I think Bayern Munich could do it. I wouldn't rule out either the Milan
over Arsenal.
Yes, all day. So let me tell you why. You're about to go on a journey like we've been on, bro. We've been on a journey. Like, City have this video. I'll send you the link if you want. It shows Manchester City's journey from like our first year in the Champions League to winning it, yeah? And bro, it's painful to watch, yeah? So many awful shit memories, right, of being dumped out, right? So many experiences you have to have, right? And so many experiences, may I add, going into the Champions League as champions, as retaining champions of the Premier League. There's 100 points. So many experiences, yeah? Having to face Liverpool and being dumped out by Liverpool who have Champions League heritage. Losing to Barcelona, Champions League heritage, losing to Real Madrid, Champions League heritage, yeah, and having to learn, right, and having to know, do you know what, we're just not there yet, right? And I got it. I had to come on and have Man United, Liverpool, damn, even Nottingham Forest fans, Chelsea fans tell me about you just haven't got it over the line yet, yeah? I get that. I've lived it and I understand it, right? And I do, whether people respect it or not, I respect Champions League heritage massively. I think it's very, very... Now, people will say, but were Arsenal better than Milan last season? Were Arsenal better than this team, better than that team? I get that, right? In one-off games, and that's why I think, can Arsenal get to a semi-final? Listen, do you know what? I wouldn't even say Arsenal could go as far as to get to the final. I very, very much doubt it, because I think they'll come up against a heritage team like Real or something over two legs, and it'll be too much. But, bro, to think that a team that has not won the Premier League, yeah, in however many years, didn't win it last year, yeah, can walk into the Champions League with no know-how. Let's go back to their 19 years on the bounce in the Champions League. They got to one final, yeah? That is their know-how, right? And now Arsenal fans want to tell me, why can't they win it? That's why they can't win it.
It's a knockout. It's a knockout game, though. At the same time, that's.
I know it's not a knockout game.
So you just ruled out heritage instantly.
No, I'm not, bro. I'm just.
Wait.
Bro. I'm just saying, it's a knockout. Liverpool won it back in the day when there were no one in the league.
Yeah, but bro, Liverpool had won. Liverpool won it back in the day after already having won how many over the years? Probably about 4. When they won their 5th, they'd already won 4. When they won their 6th, they'd already won 5, right? They have know-how. Real Madrid have, 14 of the bastards, yeah? Right? That's know-how. That's knowing. And that's not just know-how on the pitch. That's the fans knowing. When I was at the Bernabeu and we were... What was it? I think we went 1-0 up that would make the score. We had a 2-goal advantage. The minute they scored 1 goal with like 10 minutes left, the whole Bernabeu knew they were scoring another 2. That is know-how, bro. Like, and until you experience that, and look, Arsenal fans will tell me the reason why Arsenal fans could win the Premier League this season is because of the heartbreak from last season and the know-how that they know what it's like to go in this now. So if that's the ruling for the Premier League, understand the Champions League is a whole different ball game.
How to lose it.
But that's what I'm saying. But you have to lose it to win it, and I get that. I fully agree. You have to lose things sometimes to understand what it takes to win it. But I honestly think Arsenal fans great to think you can go on a run. 100%. I think Arsenal can go on a run in the Champions League. But what you just said is they could win it. No, bro, if anyone wants to bet...
No chance.
Bro, put the money up. I've said this to people. Tell me what you want to bet, yeah?
I don't get you.
Man, I'll put a bag with anyone. If man want to put a bag, I'll put a bag with anyone that Arsenal will not win the Champions League. Anyone wants to take me, hit me up. A bag that Arsenal will not win the Champions League.
Fact.
Put it on the
This is an Arsenal team that just shut the bed on the weekend against us.
Listen, I love the fact
I'm not so good. I'm not so good.
100% Igal, and that's right. You should be.
The conversation as one of those teams,
and you could go on a run in it, bro. I'm not saying Arsenal were going to get knocked out in the group stages. I think Arsenal could go on and probably have some good European nights. Yeah, ones that you should celebrate. If you beat someone in the last 16, celebrate that with chest. Yeah, I'm being real. Celebrate that with chest. I think Arsenal will go on a run in the Champions League, but when we're going to win it, I'm like, you're not going to win it. Not first to win it.
Go on a run where? Quarterfinal. Is that a
could
run?
get to the.
Is that what we
I
call a run
think
now?
first time back in the Champions League. If they get to the quarterfinal, fucking well done. And I'm not being like disingenuous. I've managed to use the word for once. I mean that, yeah. But I don't believe first time in the Champions League, not even as champions, you're going to walk in and beat whoever. Look. The likelihood is in the semi-finals because you can go on a run and face certain teams. In the semi-final, you're going to be facing a team like Bayern, a team like City, a team like Real Madrid. That final against Milan was hard work because, it's different. It's just different.
I expect us.
I'm just a new guy, bro. I'll keep out now.
I don't know. You guys are going overboard a little bit. I don't think.
Anyway, okay, let me do these super chats. Ahmed is saying people forget Grealish played 50 games in the triple season. No, true. That's absolutely true. Mr. Not Ready is saying, come on, Daps, it's just Carabao Cup. I don't know why is that. It's Carabao Cup.
I'm not pissed off, by the way. I was quite happy with the performance overall.
Jay Saw saying Newcastle started with a 17 and an 18 years old in the midfield, so that's true. Amarjit is saying again, Liverpool lost more finals than Arsenal played quarterfinals. True that as well. And Giovanni is saying, Daps, do you think Arsenal can win the Champions League? Daps, let me tell you about City.
Okay, well, respectfully, I'm a City fan, so I'm here to give a City fan's point of view. And thanks for watching my channel and giving me the super chat. Salute.
Thank you so much.
I mean, Agal, I didn't get to say much. Good win.
Tony Bloom is saying they want to be in a title race after game week 6.
Quick one. Can I just do something? Put your hand up if you won today or the Carabao.
You did win today.
Oh, hold on. Let me do this quick. Hold on. Watch this, Cass.
So, put your hand up if you won the Carabao Cup. Anyone?
Oh,
no.
Well, I've won one of them. Yeah.
No, but if you won the Carabao Cup.
I don't remember the last time I won it.
I mean, around. Did you win or not? Are you done?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, bro. You asked 2 weird questions then. You said, have you won it? Or
let me know if you won it.
You know when you try something and it just...
I've won it then. I've won the Carabao Cup.
Next Super Champion.
I don't know. What is this? Who is he talking about? They want to be in a title race after game week 6? Bit premature. I don't know who is he.
I think Tony Bloom is every time you talk on Arsenal, he super chats. That guy's an Arsenal fan. I'm telling you that now for free.
You think?
Yeah, I know. He's not a Brighton fan. He's an Arsenal fan.
Oh, he's definitely not a Brighton fan. No. 100% he isn't a Brighton fan.
No.
But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. That was a spicy
Specs salute as well. But do your job, bro. Do your job. Do your job now. Do your job and go and win at Old Trafford. Yeah, do your job. Because otherwise, Cass is going to be coming for you, bro.
Wait, hold on. What's the job? Who you got?
You've got Man United at Old Trafford.
By the way, if you stay on this, you'll go over to a gal's channel. Go show him some love. As soon as this ends, he'll say play next.
Oh,
make sure you go to his.
I've ruined your night, innit?
Can you end
Are you serious, bro?
Yeah.
Very, very serious. Yeah, out.